it's Donna. Today by my house, it's really rainy and it's dark and it's gray. And I thought today I would tell you a kind of slower, quieter story to go along with the weather that I have. So I hope you like it. It's called Two Crabs and the Moonlight. Ready? It was the fall, and the leaves on the trees were red and yellow and brown. And there were two crabs that were swimming in a brook beneath the trees. And the water in the brook was crystal clear. The small crab was named Aki, and the larger crab was his mother. They lived in that brook behind a rock that had burbling water and moss along its edges. Well, this day they were swimming, and Aki said, "Mother, I see some moss on a rock across the brook." And his mother looked and said, "Oh, I see it too. Why don't we swim across the brook and eat that moss?" So they swam sideways the way crabs swim, and very carefully. And they made it to the rock, and they clung to the rock with their pincers. And they took some of the moss, and they ate it. Well, Aki looked around, and he said, "Mother, look, I see a wooden basket right on the other side of the rock." "Stay away from that basket," said his mother. That basket was put there by a farmer nearby. And when fish or crabs go into that basket, they get stuck. And they have to stay there until the farmer comes and gets them out and takes them away. Aki's mother had seen many crabs go into traps like that and never be seen again, including Aki's father. "You know what?" said his mother. "It's getting dark. Why don't we swim back across the brook and go to the rock where we live and go to sleep? It's getting late." "All right," said Aki. "Be careful," said his mother. "Don't go near any of those wooden baskets as we swim back." So Aki went first, and his mother went right behind him. And they swam sideways across the brook. But what they didn't know was that there was a farmer nearby, and he had discovered a new kind of net to put in the water. It was white, and when the brook was moving quickly with its current, you couldn't see that net in the water. And Aki and his mother were getting very close. Well, Aki, who was very small, he went right through the net. He didn't even know it was there. And his mother went right behind him, and she was caught in the net. "Oh," she said, "I didn't see this." Aki turned around and said, Mother, wait, I'll come back, and I'll use my pincers, and I'll get you out of the net." "No," said his mother. "Aki, don't do that. Your pincers are too fragile. They couldn't cut this net. No, I'll figure out a way to get out." And Aki watched as his mother moved and struggled in the net and got more and more entangled. "Please, Mother, let me help you," said Aki. "No," said his mother, I'll be fine in the morning." But she knew she wouldn't be fine when the farmer came. And Aki knew that too. Aki began to cry and cry. And it was dark out now, and the full moon had come up. And the moon looked down at the brook and saw Aki and his mother. "Why are you crying so, little crab?" asked the moonlight. "My mother is caught in the net. I need to get her out. Well, why don't you use your pincers, said the Moonlight. I can't, said Aki. I'm just a little crab and my pincers are too fragile. They'll only break if I try to get her out. What am I going to do? And Aki looked up at the Moonlight and he said, could you help my mother get out of the net? The Moonlight looked down and she said, maybe. I might be able to help. Oh, please, said Aki. I'll do anything you want if you'll get my mother out of the net. Not so fast, said the Moonlight. I can help your mother get out, but there are conditions you must agree to before I'll do that. Anything, said Aki. I will agree to anything you want. Wait, said the Moonlight. First, you will have to give me your pincers. I would like to use them as scissors to cut silk and make dresses for myself. Will you do that? Give me your pincers? Well, all crabs need their pincers. They use them to swim. They use them to grab onto the rocks. They use them to hold onto the moss. They use them to eat. But Aki was desperate to get his mother out of the net. Yes, he said to the Moonlight, you can have my pincers. Good, said the Moonlight. Now I will have beautiful dresses to wear. But I also want your eyes. For with those long eyes, I will be able to see details of everything around the world. Will you give me your eyes? Well, without his eyes, Aki would not be able to see. All right, he said, all right, you can have my pincers and my eyes. Just get my mother out. All right, said the Moonlight, but there is one more thing. You must give me your shell, your beautiful, black, shiny shell, and I will make a ring to put on my finger. Will you do that? Aki knew that without his pincers, or his eyes, or his shell, he could not live. But he loved his mother so much, and he wanted her free. And he said to the Moonlight, okay, you can have my shell and my eyes and my pincers. Just get my mother out. Very well, said the Moonlight. And the Moonlight came down and worked for almost an hour to untangle Aki's mother from the net. And when she was free, Aki and his mother swam together, and they clung to each other, and they cried, and they cried. And finally, Aki pulled away. And he said, Mother, I must leave now and give the Moonlight the things I promised. No, said his mother, no. I will go. I will give the Moonlight my pincers, my eyes, and my shell, and you will live. No, said Aki, I promised, and a promise is a promise. I must go. "Wait," said the moonlight. "Wait. I do not want either of you to give me your pincers or your eyes or your shells. I just wanted to see how much Aki loved his mother and how brave he could be. And he loves his mother very much, and he is very, very brave. Why don't the two of you come up to the moon and live with me? There's a beautiful, fresh brook up there with no farmer's traps, and you can swim and live forever." And Aki and his mother agreed. They went with the moonlight up to the moon, and for all I know, they are there to this very day. So the next time you see a full moon, look very closely and see if you see Aki and his mother playing in the moonlight in a brook on the moon. And that's the end of that story. I hope you liked it.